Hello and a warm welcome back to the TNC Podcast, your go-to Norwich City. Listen, Norwich City are on a promotion charge. Jack Reeve, Chris Reeve back once again.
Promotion charge?
Promotion
I love
fall
it.
under David Wagner.
Brazil. It's just like watching Brazil. It's just like watching
good, wasn't
Brazil.
it?
I tell you what, I've always said I've liked a Brazilian.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, big fan of a Brazilian. And we're seeing them in an abundance at the moment, aren't we?
Marquinhos,
He's Brazilian, only on loan for a season. We think he's fucking brilliant. Marquinhos.
Good job he scored, because actually, aside from that, he wasn't very good.
And no, he made an assist as well. And he's our top-rated player in. Just throw that away, come on, for God's sake. I forgot that bottle opener makes a lot of noise.
Never stops.
But before we get on to Cardiff, cheers. Here's to Wembley. Wagner's won out at Wembley. So on, isn't it? Let's rewind, because we haven't covered the Birmingham game.
I don't think we covered the Wigan game either.
I think what we can say about Wigan is Angus Gunn saved our bacon. That's it. That's all you need to take from that game. And without Angus, that's a loss.
And I keep surprising myself this season with how positive I've been, because I actually came out of that going, well, it's good that we didn't lose. Take a point away from home and move on.
And now we're 4 unbeaten. And actually, I think you said this off there, but I'd like to reference Mr. Connor Southwell in his recent tweet. He said, Norwich City have taken 16 points from David Wagner's opening 8 matches in charge. Only Middlesbrough and Burnley have taken more in that time frame. The average position of sides faced has been 15th, which is why Millwall and Sunderland are such big tests. And I think that sets the scene nicely for this podcast, doesn't it, Jack? We can enjoy this run, but some big season-defining games coming up.
Yeah, big couple of weeks ahead. Let's go back to Birmingham.
Yes,
let's start off with our loveliest, jubbliest player, Mr. Marcelino Núñez.
Lovely jubbly.
Who it's fair to say, Chris, at the start of the season, everyone was super excited about. There were Panenkas, there was free kicks, and it kind of tailed off a bit after that point.
Yeah.
And then he really burst back into the scene against Birmingham. Goal of the season contender, if not already goal of the season.
No. It is the goal of the season. It's not a contender. There's no debate. It's done. And seriously, and let me tell you, FIFA, if he doesn't get put into the Puskas Award, you can stick your Puskas up your arse. Seriously, because that is an absolute belter if I've ever seen one.
That or Howson's against Forest.
Well, do you know, having seen them, I forgot who did it. Someone in the Norwich City social media world actually put them together. And I have to admit, I'm sorry, Johnny.
Oh, really?
I am sorry, Johnny House. But I tell you why, Jack. So, Johnny does also drop down from Planet Mars.
Yeah.
But he's already face on. So he can hit it so true with his laces. Whereas Núñez had to take it on the angle, his body is turned, and to be able to hit that so true like he did, get the dip, the perfect technique for me, is Marcelino Núñez.
The only thing I would say, maybe it's because of where we stand, but the fact that Howson's was at our end made it feel slightly better.
Yeah, but give the River End, the River End needs something to make some noise about, don't they? So I prefer the world-class goals down that end, and it gets some atmosphere in there.
So great day for Núñez, and another great day.
And on Núñez, just quickly, don't know why I did that, but I did, because I'm excited. Good. The reason why Núñez is starting to improve week on week is that he's being played at the right position, with the right tactics, in a confident team. The team is growing in confidence. You will see an improvement in most of these players now, because a lot of them are confidence players, to be honest with you, Jack. I mean, we've found that the team and the squad have had a bit of a fragile mentality this season, I think it's fair to say. But now they're full of confidence, therefore unbeaten. They're being more creative. They're given more freedom. Gabby Sarah, you're about to talk about him, aren't you? The fact that Kenny McLean is in his role now, and he's allowing Gabriel Sarah to venture forwards and do those things that a Brazilian should be doing in a yellow and green football shirt. So, Yeah, Nunes is doing well, and it's no surprise to me as to why. And I'm so excited for the future of Marcelino Nunes. And he's a player that you wrote off, by the way. So I'm pleased that he's proving you wrong yet again. A Norwich City player proving you wrong.
Well, I didn't write him off. I was just writing off your nonsensical hyperbole where you were comparing him to the next big thing, much like Pierre Lemalou last season, who you said was going to be player of the season and went off the radar. So let's just be a bit careful when we big up players.
To be fair, PLM is a shocking shout for me. I'll own that Pierre Lemalou was a shocking shout for me. But apart from that, I'm bang on all the time.
Now, Gabi Sarra's the best we've ever seen. Someone rivaling him and broke back onto the scene against Birmingham, our Greek god, Christos Jolis.
Mate.
By the way, there's a guy in our comment section.
Yeah.
So I keep saying Christos Jolis.
Okay.
And it's Zolis, isn't it?
It is Zolis, isn't it?
But he keeps saying, can you stop pronouncing it Jolis?
It's Zolis.
So I'm going to keep pronouncing it Jolis to annoy that man. So Christos Jolis... with a lovely goal.
Yeah, gorgeous. And I have to say, before that, I was like, ooh, I don't know. And I think he is a player that desperately needs minutes on the pitch. Definitely needs to, I think, improve. I don't mean this negatively in terms of he needs to improve his fitness. I mean, he needs to get up to the speed of David Wagner ball. Okay,
yeah.
That's a completely different speed to the pub league that he was playing at. Right, it is. Like this is the real deal over here. But I'm very, very excited that Christoph is back. Christos, sorry.
Christoph Zimmerman.
Christos is back and making shapes. What a gorgeous finish it was, by the way. And I love the fact that he'd given it the whatever his cello is afterwards as well. Let everyone bugger off. He did his cello to the snake pit. Love that.
The funny thing with both Zolis and Marquinhos is during both of those games, we were like, God, his touch is poor. God, he's off the pace. And then he pops up with a goal. We'll talk about Marquinhos shortly. Jolis comes back into the fold at the perfect time, though, because, unfortunately, Kieran Dowell is now going to be out until probably Easter time, which is a real shame because Dowell has been one of the real performers under Wagner and has just really impressed me. Yeah. Goals, assists. I think much like Kenny McLean really suits this system.
Yeah.
So to lose him is big, but it does give opportunity for Christos Jolis. Do you think he will take it?
I think it's still too early to tell, Jack. But I'm confident. Just like I was, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. I wasn't crying myself to sleep at night that Josh Sargent was out, because we've got players to plug that hole, to fill that gap, and to fulfil their potential and prove a point. And I think we're at the season now where the time of the season now where those players will absolutely be wanting to step up to prove a point, to make a difference. In some cases, which I'm sure we'll go on to in a minute, earn a new contract. And I think what is Dowaldinho's loss is Zolis and Marquinhos' game, and I think that's a really exciting thing for Norwich City fans and for those guys as players.
It's a gain for Norwich City, and the way that we can make gains is by using Prep King, the new sponsor.
Yes.
Talk me through Prep King.
Yeah. Well, basically, Prep King, bunch of legends.
So they prep for kings.
Yeah, they prep for kings. Effectively, if you are a busy boy or girl, for that matter, then they are just incredibly lovely, fresh, delicious dishes.
It is genuinely good grub.
Pre-prepared for you, delivered to your door, and they deliver nationwide, might I say, for the people that listen to this in random places across the country. Not globally yet, for those of you listening in bloody Morocco and wherever else we had.
Timbuktu.
Yeah, where were people listening to us the other day? Was it Australia? Was it Australia?
So our most popular listened to countries, obviously UK. Then it's Ireland.
Did we have a couple of blokes in Kazakhstan at one point?
So third, Australia.
Really?
Fourth, USA. Yeah. Fifth, guess what our fifth most popular listened to country is?
Peru.
No, it's slightly niche, but it's fairly obvious.
Go on.
Finland.
Yeah. Obviously. The Pookie effect.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Prep
Prep King. So basically, don't hear it from us, taste it from them. Okay? Click on the link in the YouTube description. Try their meals. We'd highly recommend it. And you can get a discount.
Yeah, you can. TNC 10.
Yeah, that's
10% off in the description. Just to say, because you've been working with them before they sign up with TNC, and I was like, not sure, like, let's test them out before we sign the deal. So I ordered some food, and I was like, wow, this stuff is genuinely really good.
It's sort of like, you've got a real solid defence, but, when you put Gabriel Sara in there, you can really propel on and, try to actually attack life. And that's what a Prep King meal does for you, for your energy levels.
Link in the description. Prep King's great, and so's was our performance against Cardiff.
Yes.
These links are getting worse.
Yes, it was. Bit of a slow burner again, though. One of the things I'm noticing, Jack, in games at the moment is we seem to be a bit slow and steady.
I'm kind of okay with that.
Yet we're winning the race.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it too.
I think that it's a fine balance between going, we were maybe like a bit slow and a bit groggy, or was it just a really well-controlled performance? We got our goals through a couple of bits of quality. And we were up against the Cardiff side. We were there not to win, but to try and nick a point.
I agree, and I love that from you. However, there was a point, I think there was a 10-minute spell perhaps at the start of the game, maybe between the 10th and 20th minute, where I was like, bit shaky there. Maybe it was just that first 10.
I think the game could have really swung when we were 2-0 up. Ida rounds the keeper and blazes over.
Yes.
And there was another chance. I can't remember who it fell to, but it could have been 4-0. It was Pukki, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He hit. No, it's Hernandez as well who hit it first time with the volley.
Oh, that was a lovely strike. I'm lucky to score that.
So it could have quite easily been 5-0, but we didn't concede, and I think that's a really positive step forwards. Gabriel Sara opens the scoring.
What a strike!
And we've spoken about McLean and we've spoken about Dowell. We paid a premium for Gabby Sara, and I think his start of his Norwich career has been the definition of a slow burn.
Yeah.
But it's burning strongly now, and he's properly cooking with gas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that scene in Indiana Jones where they light the rope and it goes. We're in the boom period now, and literally that happened against Cardiff.
Yeah, the boom.
I mean, just the way he just strikes that ball.
Yeah,
and that's what you want to see. And as a supporter, how many times do we just say, just have a go?
Yeah.
Just have a go. Force a save. Try it. How many times have we just tried to pass it into oblivion? Just have a pop. Just mix it up. And that's what I like about David Wagner's side and the way that we're playing football at the moment, Jack. We're so much more unpredictable. And I applaud Gabriel Sara for having a go from there. And to be fair, Nunes did it in the last game against Birmingham. Just have a go. And I'm loving what I'm seeing from Sara. He's strong. He's technical. He's got great vision. He's powerful. He can pick a pass. Fuck me! Did you see that pass he picked for Hernandez?
Pass picker.
My God! I mean, honestly, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, I tell you what, I'll put it out there. That's the best chip through ball I've seen since David Fox at Fratton Park. For Simeon
Which
Jackson.
one are we talking about?
It was the floater that went, everyone likes a floater.
Yeah.
He's just in front of the halfway line, maybe just before it, and he just sort of floats over the top for an Hernandez. Hernandez almost sees it, Robin Van Persie style, to hit it, and just hits the post. It was a great effort from there. But no, it actually was a really hard.
It was a good effort. I like that he took it first time.
Take my biased glasses off.
The funny thing with Onel is he either takes 12 touches or he hits it first time.
Right, we'll get back to Onel. But Gabby Sara, what a boy. He is the best we've ever seen. The song is coming true with every game.
It's lovely to see him play freely, and under David Wagner, he's flourishing. And I think we expected that when Wagner came in. Like, we were going, what players will flourish? Sarah's been one of them, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We said, and by the way, shout out for Maxi Aarons, who's not getting enough praise, including me when I started a debate on social media accidentally the other day about who my players of the season would be.
Oh yes, I thought you'd have PLM on the list.
I think Max is in with a shout. He's been so consistent.
200th appearance of the day.
200th appearance.
Remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. With the headband, a proper warrior performance against Birmingham. Great performance again against Cardiff. A clean sheet as well. Great to see. Sorry, my point is just quickly back to Gabriel Sara. I can't stop praising him. I genuinely think the reason why he's excelling so much is Kenny McLean. And so much so that I really appreciated hearing Kenny McLean's post-match interview after the Cardiff game, where he says basically, as soon as as Gabriel Sara got in the game, it was game over.
Yeah.
We were just completely in control. And when you've got basically more or less your captain saying that about you, the leader in that team is Kenny McLean, and when you've got him saying that about you, that just shows what everyone else thinks about him and how important he is to this Norwich City promotion charge.
We've spoken about the more
Promotion
sexy.
charge.
We'll get onto that. We've spoken about the sexier players.
Yeah.
Someone I want to speak about, Ben Gibson.
Are you not saying Gibbo's sexy?
I'm saying he's a very handsome man,
Yeah.
but in terms of his footballing style, maybe not the sexiest.
Okay.
But
Because he's centre back.
functional, I will describe it. And I don't think it's any kind of, it's no coincidence that Gibson comes in and we do look quite solid. And I think the criticism of Hanley and Gibson this season, some of it's been warranted because there have been mistakes, and I think that stat's really damning the errors leading to opposition shots were like double anyone else in the league.
Yep.
So they have to take partial blame for that. I also think a lot of the blame they've come in for has been down to the midfield in front of them.
Yeah, it's been non-existent.
And the attackers in front of them.
Yes.
They haven't had too much support.
Yes.
I think Gibson and Hanley on their day, and I'm not going to get too carried away, one of the best partnerships in this division.
So you've watered down your ridiculous statement at the start, saying we've got the best defence in the league.
I think on
that was
paper,
ridiculous.
I think on paper,
don't back yourself.
All right,
No, you
so
need to
Max
stop
Aarons,
that.
is he one of the best right backs in the division?
Yes.
Dimi Anulis at left back.
Not quite there.
Grant Hanley, centre
No.
back. Really?
He's not. I'm sorry, he's not.
Ben Gibson.
I think he's up there. Yes.
So you think Gibbo's better than Hanley?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's
And what's
half the defence that are best in the league.
Do you know what I find? Do you know what I find interesting with Gibbo is Wagner? I think he's putting back. I actually think it's a bit disrespectful what you said. He's functional. I think that's actually quite disrespectful.
Well, I think you're being incredibly disrespectful
because
saying these are one of the best defenders in the league.
He is a very, very good passer. He's much better passing
That's
out
included
from the
in
back.
functional. You have to function at passing.
I think you're making him out to be this unsexy centre back, whereas actually he's very sexy.
I said he was handsome.
Okay, well, fine. Look, anyway, and what I do want to say is big up to Ben Gibson, because in his personal world at the moment, with the birth of his new baby and stuff, that's turbulent. That wasn't easy as far as we understand from what we're seeing on social media, and so I absolutely take my hat off to Ben Gibson. I know a few people that have got tickets for the Gun Club said he went up to chat to them after the Cardiff game and was saying there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that people don't know about. And again, Ben being Ben and being a proper top man, opening up for the Norwich fans to understand. But as we've seen in that title-winning season, that partnership of Hanley and Gibson was solid as a rock.
I see that you I think it was you that tweeted the other day saying, if we got to Wembley, who would you like to score the winning goal? For me, Borough, again at Wembley.
You want Gibson.
And I want Gibson, 90th minute header.
That seriously gets me going. It really does get me going.
There's a but coming.
But
oh, Chris,
I would not. The only team I would fear in a Wembley final is Middlesbrough.
No, we'll beat them,
mate. Revenge is too strong a motive.
You just do it again. You beat them again.
I would like it, but I just think they are a better team than us at the moment, and it worries me.
Me too.
But anyway, let's worry about them when we get there.
Anything else from Cardiff?
Maybe not Cardiff, but just a reflection on the last 4 games. And by the way, we didn't lose to Wigan, so I do see some incremental progress there. I like the fact that we're slowly but surely making gains week on week, and I really, really hope that continues. And that's what I'm seeing with each game. I'm being like, oh yeah, that's improved. Like the defence, or Angus keeps us in the game to stop us losing the game, or oh my God, Marcelino Nunes is putting off world-class goals, and Sarah is controlling the game, and McLean looks better and better and better, and Maxi Aarons looks unbeatable at the moment. And do you know what I mean?
You haven't even mentioned someone that I thought you'd mention, and I'm going to mention.
Go on.
Hernandez.
Well, you mentioned him for once. Yeah, you big up Hernandez.
Again, an assist against Cardiff.
Yeah.
Really nice. The thing I love about Hernandez, when he's on his day, hit the line like a winger should.
Yeah.
Cut it back.
Yeah.
And hope that a striker's on the end of it.
Yeah.
Hernandez has always been good at hitting the line and getting across, but he's always been very good at finding a defender. And now he's starting to find players in yellow.
Well, yes, I agree with that.
And that excites me.
But another side of the argument is, I'd argue that our attackers are now getting into positions. What I'm noticing with Anel...
You're like a politician, you are.
For Anel's assists, it's more or less the same every time, right? He's actually cutting it back. He's waiting for someone on the edge of the box. And if you look at it, trust me when I say I've been looking at his statistics this season, I've been looking at his statistics this season. And one of the things that I've been noticing is he is actually pretty consistent at creating chances. Not necessarily big chances. I don't know what quantifies as that on some of these apps, but he's creating chances.
Big chances if we could score it.
And ultimately, it's because he's cutting out onto the edge of the box, and now we're swarming the box.
Yeah.
You know, we're hunting in packs now. You know, and El Hernandez is thriving. Good on him, because he's proving a lot of people wrong that say he's got no end product, which is an absolute load of bollocks.
Well, it's not. It wasn't bollocks. It's not anymore. Shall we go through who's out of contract soon?
Yeah, let's do that, because I think, Jack, that this is going to be a really interesting period for the Norwich players now, because there's a good handful of players out of contract. Have you got them up?
No.
Okay, I have.
So
luckily
this summer, we spoke in the last podcast about a feeling like this season it has the kind of aura of end of an era.
Yes.
Both off the pitch and possibly on the pitch, because as we go through here, there's a lot of players where Norwich have the option if they want to continue with them next season. Yeah. So let's go through them and decide between us if we keep them or let them go.
I must say, I think this might be missing some players, because I think Michael Bailey said there was 9 players out of contract, but I'm counting 7 in front of me here.
Okay.
So we've got Marquinhos, Isaac Hayden, Timo Pukki, Kieran Dow, Sam Byram, and El Hernandez, Michael McGovern.
So the first 2 are loans.
Yeah.
So we can assume that we're not going to have Marquinhos.
Well,
we're not going to sign him permanently. I don't think we're going to sign him permanently.
Do you know what about Brazilian loving from Gabriel Sara?
We've seen him for about 60 minutes.
Mate, if Sara Samba's enough, I reckon he might be able to influence Marquinhos.
Yeah, but whether he can stay or not isn't the point. Do we want him to stay?
Well, mate, if he carries on playing like prime Ronaldinho, then I'm all over it.
You know what I liked about Marquinhos?
Do you know what? He reminds me of Rivaldo, actually. Do you know Rivaldo? Mate, he is the fucking...
You can't compare Marquinhos to Rivaldo after 6...
Seriously, Marquinhos is the next Rivaldo.
Oh, dear.
He is. Marquinhos is the next Rivaldo. You heard it here first. Mate, and by the way...
That's getting clipped.
By the way, what a time to step up. What a time to make your debut.
At home against Cardiff.
By the way, what a debut it was. Assist and a goal. You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with my statement.
You know what I enjoy?
He is looking
I can argue
like
with him
Rivaldo.
I can argue with him being the next Rivaldo.
Even the cello. He went for like a little one of those, didn't he? And I was like, that is actually turning me on.
The thing I liked about the celebration is it's like when you score on FIFA.
And
you're so done, you just like flick up the analog stick and you just leave it. And then they just keep running around. I was like, is he ever going to stop?
No, I mean, I wanted him to go on the whole pitch.
Yeah, I thought he was going to at some point.
Fair play. No, I love it. Big up Marquinhos. But on a serious note, I'll put it out there.
He's not staying.
The only way he stays is if we get promoted and then we spend on him.
Marquinhos isn't staying. Isaac Hayden will never be fit.
Work. Yeah.
I genuinely forgot we still had it.
Sadly, by the way. Do you know what I did enjoy? I think it was the Birmingham game when I'm quite enjoying the dugout cam content on the Norwich City account at the moment. And for those of you that are bored in the coming weeks, if you haven't already, just rewatch that dugout cam section where Núñez scores and just pick someone behind the bench and watch them celebrate. It's absolutely incredible. And like Isaac Hayden, like he was getting involved, and I love that. Like,
he's got to be careful. He might injure himself again.
That's naughty from you. Here is the big one.
Oh, one more year, Timu. One more year.
2 more years, Timu. Right, let's not do that.
I'm just going to out Chris here, who was singing No More Years, Timu.
He was being serenaded.
He was enjoying it as well.
Timu
there was a smile on the goat's face, wasn't there?
The goat was being serenaded by the snake pit.
The goat was being stroked and he liked it.
The goat was being stroked. He loved it.
Yeah,
he loved it. Look, fair play to the snake pit for singing it, and obviously parts.
It was nice to hear from the snake pit for once.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't know why they're piping up all of a sudden. By the way, It's funny, isn't it? I don't really understand why. But by the way, this isn't a moan. Good. I love it. Brilliant. Keep it up, lads, because we haven't heard a peep out of you in about 4 weeks. So brilliant that you've
They'll blame the drum.
Singing. They'll blame the drum. Yeah, Timu Pukki is the big one. He's out of contract. Now, we put it out on our...
How old's Timu now?
We put it out on social media. And he's 32 years old.
He's 32?
32.
God, he looks good for 32.
He does. What's my point? What are you doing if you... Stuart Webber must have offered him something.
You would have thought
Even
so.
if it was a few meals at Yellow's and a private dine with
couple of Lakens.
and a couple of Lakens and a bar of Nor and a Prep King meal.
I don't think it's as easy as...
And a boiler from Gasway. And a consultancy session with Tesorio. And a coaching session with Oliver Hill. And a lawyer with Hoffer and Webb.
All of them, TV. We'll get them all together.
We love it.
Do you want the simple answer or the complex answer? Say simple because I can't be asked to explain.
Yeah, go on. Simple.
1 more year.
Do you know I'm actually agreeing with you.
And do you know why?
1 more year.
Do you know why I want it?
Go on.
I want him to get to 100 goals.
I actually agree with you. It's really nice to agree with you on something. It would be so... But
which is lovely because you've tried to
that.
discredit one of our best strikers all season. So it's nice that you're finally...
The club won't care about that. But I do think surely he's been offered a year. Surely. The thing is, though, mate, I'm still adamant
money, isn't it?
Look, it's safe to say there will be offers for Timu Pukki in the summer, and they would be idiots to not be offering for Timu Pukki.
Yeah.
He is the GOAT for a reason. But my thing for me is like, if your heart is just checked out, you're going to give checked out performances. And
I don't think it is. I don't know where you've come to this conclusion from.
No. I'm not saying he has. I just think if he wants to move on, we should be respectful and allow him to move on. Like, I genuinely think that, because if not, you're just going to make things worse for your situation. And
but he's not said, and nobody's inferred that he wants to move on.
Well...
And by the look of that smile,
I don't know about that.
But let's say he wants to stay. Surely you offer him a contract.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you do.
Okay.
Like, and if you're in the Championship next season especially, brilliant player.
Yeah.
Even if he plays, not every single game, but most games.
Well, it's the fact that Eid has been starting the last couple of weeks and the ability to bring team off the bench.
You're laughing,
it's class.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments section, how many more years would you give Timu Pukki?
Just the one, for now.
The next one, Dowaldinho.
Ooh, mama.
I think this... And big up Dowaldinho. Everyone knows I'm a huge Dowaldinho fan, genuinely. So happy that he started to put in some amazing performances under David Wagner, especially this season. But for me, I'm worried about this now. I look at this injury.
It's kind of a bad time, isn't it?
A bad time. And I don't like the way that this looks for Dowaldinho.
I think we did this same question about 3 months ago, where we went through all of the players that were out of contract this summer.
Okay.
And I think you said Kieran Dowell, and I was like, get rid.
Yeah. So now you're eating your humble pie.
So Kieran Dowell, he's only 25.
This is the thing, but the thing I'd say, Jack, is like, oh God, I can see both sides to this. As a fan, I want him still because I'm seeing him fulfill his potential. I'm really liking the taste of what I'm getting under David Wagner. Like Dowaldinho is that
he's
sort
serving
of,
up.
Yeah, he's serving up, silver service at the moment, and that's what you want. But this injury, and he's had a few before, hasn't he, Jack?
He has.
Do the club keep faith in him, or do they do what they've done with, say, Sam Byram, who's next on the list, and continue to give him deals?
I think the thing with Dowell is he's at an age where he'll probably want a long contract, right? He's 25. It's kind of do or die for him now in his career. It goes either one or two ways. He really commits to Norwich, and Norwich commit to him,
or he
looks elsewhere.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's a real. I think that's the trickiest one out of all of them.
I can genuinely see two sides to it. I really can. But I
suspect if with the club's hat on, they go, sorry, Kieran, We've had
No.
fun. I think they do.
See, I think the opposite. I think with the club's hat on,
I think they might go. We've had our fun,
which might be that hat before long, by the way. Anyway,
again, it all depends if we stay in the Championship or we go up.
Exactly.
I think if you go up, it's a no-brainer. But I'm just thinking from a financial point.
Really, I'm just not seeing it like you. Anyway,
okay.
Sam Byram for England, as you once said.
I think this is frustratingly for Sam a fairly easy one.
Is this a Louis Thompson situation?
He's so injury prone.
Like,
I feel really sorry for Sam.
On his day, when he's fit, a fantastic player, genuinely fantastic player.
Just I feel awful for him. Such an awful injury record.
Terrible luck.
Yeah.
And if you speak to, and we're lucky enough to talk to some of the Norwich players, they love Sam Byram and they really rate him.
As you say, when he's fit, he's a great player. But sadly, that contract's not getting renewed.
Oh, really? You're that adamant?
Yeah.
Onel Hernandez.
Oh. Again.
No, there's no debate here. There's zero debate here.
There is debate.
No, there's no debate here. Onel Hernandez has already earned a new contract.
I think, again, it depends what league you're in.
He's already earned a new contract.
I think it depends what league you're in.
Mate, we're going to be in the... Let's be honest, we are going to be in the Championship next season.
Where's this come from? If we're in the Premier League... If we're in the Premier League, Onel doesn't cut it.
But you would keep Daldinho, who's injury prone.
Well, I'm not coming at it from an injury point of view. I'm coming at it from a quality point of view. And I think Kieran Dow's probably a slightly better footballer. I think... Look, and also Onel, like we say about end of an era, Onel's very much like first generation Farker, right?
Yeah.
And this
speaks volumes as to why
this isn't a slight on Onel, because I've praised him the last month or so under Wagner. I think his performances have become really mature. I just don't see them. Actually, I think if we say the Championship, they renew his contract. He loves Norwich. He'll always give his all. We need wingers.
He gets his contract renewed.
Regardless of division?
Yeah.
I disagree.
And he deserves it. Let us know in the comments section. Let us know on social media.
You can't, Chris.
Does Onel deserve a new contract?
You can't say he's a Premier League footballer. Come on.
I bet you the majority of Norwich fans that see this will say Onel Hernandez, given what they've seen under David Wagner, deserves a new contract. Even if it's a year. He deserves a year.
I think the thing, if we go back to the Premier League, like the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You can't go back to the Premier League and continue to play Onel Hernandez.
But mate, in the Premier League, we're pissing in the wind anyway. We've got no money.
Well, that's no attitude to take. We've got the Atanasios now.
Yeah, that's true. Last one. What about this?
I don't even know what you're going to say.
The Northern Irish Buffon. The Northern Irish Buffon. Mickey McGovern.
Just keep him for the good times.
Just keep him for the banter, really.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. International keeper.
Yeah.
Keep him on the payroll.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. Top up the
pension.
pension.
Please, we agree with that.
Okay. Let's get some Twitter questions.
Top up his pension?
Yeah. Was he about 52?
Yes, now? Questions.
Sorry, Mickey, I love you. Right, let's start.
Jesus.
Let's start with...
Twitchy Terry, who has a statement. We're off to Wembley.
We are.
Wagner's won out at Wembley.
I'm really confident we get top 6. I genuinely am, Chris, because you've been...
Because what? You look at the teams around you...
Yes.
No, I'm feeding you here.
Okay,
I'm agreeing with you. You think average at best.
Let's disregard Burnley and Sheffield United, although I do think Sheffield United are chaseable. Not by us, but by Borough.
Disregard Sheffield... Yeah, no.
I think Sheffield United
can
be
caught,
not by us.
The top two is Burnley and it's Middlesbrough.
Oh, you think Middlesbrough go above Sheffield United?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's go from 4th down then.
Mm-hmm.
Blackburn, currently on a goal difference of 0.
Yeah, I don't rate them.
Millwall.
Yeah, average at best.
Luton.
I quite like the look of Luton, actually. Annoyingly.
But you would back us to finish above at least one of those.
Can I just quickly rewind? Mainly because we're about to play Millwall and I am going to the Den. I respect you as a club. You are soulful. You're a proper football club, historic football club, but... And they're playing they're playing their hearts out. I think Millwall I have in the
But we beat them at home.
Like I like yeah, absolutely. We've already beaten them once this season, so I'm confident.
So I think we'll get top 6. Look, whether we can beat the only team I fear out of those are Borough.
Agreed. Fucking hell, I'm agreeing with you all the time in this podcast.
So,
I tell you what as well. These next 2 games...
Huge. Season defining.
These next 2 games, it's make it or break it for Norwich City Football Club. It's as simple as that. And if we beat Middlesbrough... If we beat these Lakens is getting to my bloodstream.
If we beat Millwall...
Yeah. And then Sunderland... You may as well book your hotel at Wembley.
I did actually see when I walked down to the concourse on Saturday. I went to the toilet and just popped in to look at Sky Sports.
Yeah.
And there was a chap on his own, no friends.
Yeah.
And I was sort of walking through and I could see his phone.
Yeah.
Booking.com, Wembley hotels. Booking the hotel.
Really?
Yeah, probably like a refund available.
Was he at the checkout?
But confirmed.
Confirmed.
Order confirmed. Yeah. For the night of the playoff final.
Wow.
Why not?
Well, that's the confidence that we need to have in the camp, isn't it?
Shane.
Shane who?
Just Shane.
Okay, fine.
I think Shane likes Bayern Munich, Norwich City FC, Los Angeles Kings, who are a hockey team, and the Dallas Cowboys from America. I think Pookie should leave whenever he wants to.
Okay.
He's on borrowed time. He is a Premier League level striker, but is struggling with that Wendy, a player that he thrives upon. I'm sure he's starving at this point for consistent through balls. Give him the money he wants and pray.
Yeah, I agree with that last statement, and that is literally what Norwich will do. They'll give him they'll just give the money that they can afford, and they'll pray and hope for the best. I do think it's curtains for Pookie, sadly. Finley Hannon says, thoughts on the scouting project in South America? Hopefully a few more South Americans come along.
Well, look,
so far
so good.
So good. I mean, don't get me wrong. They've taken time to adapt to the English game, but
as they would.
I have said this from the first minute that they play for Norwich City that they'll take time. Next season, yum. Seriously yummy. No, this is serious. Nunes and Gabriel Sara next season are going to be...
In the Prem.
They're going to be ridiculous.
In the Prem.
We're going to be attracting big money for those 2.
Wow. No, look...
No, regardless of division.
Okay.
And so to answer Finley's very, very good statement is... we have criticised the recruitment, and rightly so, but I do think it's fair to praise it when it's gone well. And I have to say that they've been working on that South American thing for a long time because of Brexit, and fair play to them. So far, so good. They've got it right, and long may it continue. And
Germany
actually,
2.0.
And actually, you would like to think it would, given that the Atanasio is obviously coming on the podcast to talk about how much they value data, and actually data. Sorry, Mike.
I fucking love the Atanasios.
Yeah, they love it, don't they? They really want to emulate Brentford's model with regards to scouting upon with data, etc. Data, sorry. So sorry to our American friends.
We love you all.
So actually, I'm up for it.
Follow the data.
Go.
Craig Dye. We like Craig.
Yeah.
Craig is a married man with a beautiful daughter.
Oh, that's nice.
And is the manager of a civil engineering company.
I like Craig. He always shares his thoughts on the podcast.
If you think of a guy in your head who's got his shit together, Craig's that.
Yeah.
Good
100%.
job.
Yeah.
Wife, kid, good life. Supports
completed it, you'd argue.
Let's go. He says, with Big Andy being linked with Forest and Max always linked with a move away, who do you think will be the big summer departure this coming window? Or would you try and build around these 2 defenders?
Well, do you know what? I think it's a very, very good point that Craig brings to the table.
To be fair,
it's a worrying point
Forest
as well.
have been linked with every player to ever exist.
Do you know what? If anyone's going to take one of our players, let it be Nottingham Forest and chuck another 20 million on top of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Nottingham Forest tax.
And we sell Aarons to Chelsea for 80 million.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I quite like the look of our... I think Big Andy's the one where I'd be like, ooh, that's going to hurt me. Because I think...
Well, we've got Gibbo.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just think Big Andy, he is the player that will bring us the most money. And I think the timing of the sale is crucial. And actually, I think that we have to do our utmost to keep Big Andy for at least one more season to try to either stay in the Premier League or and launch a promotion charge.
Randy. I think if you're on...
Max is going to be replaced by Ballymumba, right? So as much as we are loving Max, we'll always...
Do you think this is Max's last season?
I don't know. I really, obviously I highly rate Max. I just think under Rio Ferdinand management, I'll be so surprised. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that we kept him this season.
I think there's so many players, more so than ever, that depends on what league we're in next season. I think if we do go back to the Premier League, I think there's a high chance Max stays.
Yeah,
I really do. And you know what? I'd love him to stay because 200 appearances at 23, he's got the opportunity, if we do go up, to become a true Norwich City great.
Yeah, well, you could argue he already is.
But I'm talking 350, 400 appearances. Okay. That's what I want to see from Max.
From a great to a legend.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Stick yourself in the Hall of Fame, Max.
They should start that again, by the way. This is a call to action for the football club. Start the Hall of Fame. Restart the Hall of Fame.
No one's been good enough to get in it, have they?
That was bollocks. Get Teemu Pukki in
Marcel Franke.
Chaz Tat says, a future front three of Zolis, Sargent and Hernandez really gets me going. Does it get you going, Jack? No.
Depends how many pints I've had.
Oh, do you know
if
what?
I've had 6 Lakens, I might get a bit...
I need a Christos Zolis chant.
Yeah, we do.
We need a Zolis chant. Let's action you lot to sort one out for us. Again, Erland says Gibson being back in the team has been a massive help to build up. Regardless of his defensive abilities, he is much needed for the way we like to play. Erland bigging up Gibbo.
It is interesting though, Chris, because 2 months, maybe not even that, 6 weeks ago, Gibbo was one of the most criticised players in this team.
Scapegoated,
and now suddenly, it's amazing how things can change.
It's my point, mate, about confidence in football. We saw Jurgen Klopp come out with it in one of his presses recently. Confidence is the single most important thing in football. If you don't have it, you're already 1-0 down before you go out on the pitch.
Yeah.
And now the boys are confident. Players like Gibson, they thrive off that. And he is really doing well. And again, long may it continue. Jonathan Parker.
I was about to read that one.
Oh, go on, then you read it.
You've had some crocking.
Some crap guests?
Some crocking crap. Have we had a crap guest? No, we haven't actually. Jonathan Parker, you've had some cracking podcasts with some amazing guests. Who's the dream one you've yet to interview? Well, last week, you interviewed Nelson Oliveira.
Yeah.
And I must say, one of my favourites, that.
Oh, thanks, mate. That's kind.
No, not for you.
Oh.
For Nelson. Nelson was great. No,
I love Nelson, a passionate
It was
Portuguese.
a really... and I actually had, amazingly, and I don't know how, because I haven't got too many friends, I've got quite a few Reading friends. They all loved it as well.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
They love Nelson.
Can you, on a serious note, Reading?
Yeah, it's weird.
They support Reading?
Yeah,
Are you sure
I think they've got 7 fans in total, and I know 4 of them.
Jesus.
Anyway, they enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Nelson was cracking.
Nelson, class guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like about it?
Bit potty, or
it was just he just went for it. And I think that modern football, lacks character, it lacks soul, and it lacks passion. And Nelson Oliveira had all of those things in an abundance. And if you haven't watched it already, go and watch it. And intriguing to hear about his side of the story regarding how he was treated by Daniel Farke. Anyway, to answer the question, dream guest. Who would your dream guest
Well, I'm just going to quickly go back to Nelson because you were recording, I don't know, was it 3 o'clock or something?
I forgot.
And you sent me a message at 2 or 3, whenever 5 minutes after you were going to start with a screenshot.
Are you going to throw him under the bus here?
No, I'm not throwing him under the bus because it's fine. I'd probably do the same. I was feeling slightly concerned at this point because he'd messaged you, didn't he? And was like,
yes.
Sorry I'm late. I've been asleep.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He was a good half an hour late because he was asleep. And then I said to him, I was taking the piss out of him and he was laughing. And he was saying that's his routine. So he trains and then he sleeps.
Right.
And then he wakes up and then he sleeps again. So it's that is what Nelson Oliveira does. A fair play to him. Sleep's so important.
What a life.
Absolutely.
I do that just without the training. Dream guest.
For you, go. I put mine out there. I've said it 1,000,001 times. I have completed it once I've done Dion Dublin.
Dion?
Yeah.
I'm going to go slightly left field.
Go on.
Because I'm chasing a headline.
Go on. You're chasing Wolverine? Hugh Jackman?
David McNally.
David McNally. Ooh.
There's a book to be written there.
Can I? Well, do you know what?
There's a book to be written there.
I will just put it out there. You know this, obviously, but the Norwich fans don't know this. I have Dave McNally's number, and I can tell you, I have messaged David on maybe 3 or 4 occasions, as I tend to do. And he has batted me away a few times, but don't worry, I will get that one day for us. I will.
I hope so.
Can I just say, on the topic of podcasts, this Thursday, okay?
Another one.
Another one.
Not another one.
Another one. Yeah, another one.
With who?
Proper Norwich City rock star.
Really?
Yeah, genuine Norwich City rock star. Like you'll
Michael Turner.
You'll see the name and you'll be like, what a man.
Really?
Yeah. You'll see the name when it's announced and you'll be like, oh, I loved him. Like, and if you
Leroy Lita.
If you were from this generation, you'll be like, oh, loved him. And I can't believe we've not interviewed him already.
Really?
But I'm so excited for it. And just one more thing on the podcast guests. There are a lot of podcast guests that are close, aren't there, Jack?
I don't know.
Well, what the hell? I gave you a little look at the list.
I know, I'm acting like I don't know.
Oh, for God's
I don't know.
Oh, really? Well, let me tell you. There's plenty on their way.
Ben Jones.
Ben Jones, what's he saying?
Ben Jones did a 600-mile round trip from Exeter to watch the game of the day. But
Well
he
done, Ben.
asks, which player, past or present, would you want to share a long road trip with?
Past or present? Jesus.
So you want someone interesting, but equally doesn't talk all the while, because that can get really annoying on a road trip. Can provide snacks.
Do you know?
Maybe like directions if you need them.
Mine is easy. Past player,
Okay.
big Seb Basson. For so many reasons why.
Would he not just drive you mental?
First of all, motivational speeches. Second of all, if you are in an accident or you have to pull over because your back light's out, he will literally pray for the car and pray. He'll literally say a prayer for you, which I love.
Yeah.
Also, obviously, Cameroonian, so we'll have all of the tunes under the sun.
Yeah.
Like honestly, Seb Basson on a road trip for me would be
Basson.
perfect.
Okay.
Who's
I
your
like what
pick?
you're thinking. I'm wanting someone slightly more mellow because I get quite sleepy on road trip. I don't want someone in my ear all the while. You know who I'm going to go for?
Go on.
Adam Drury.
Adam Drury?
Yeah.
Drury?
Yeah. Just reliable.
Just reliable.
Yeah,
Just does the
I
job. You
don't
would want him
want-
driving, wouldn't you?
I don't want anything spectacular from a road trip. I want some...
What are you saying about Adam Drury?
I want... It's not spectacular, but incredibly reliable and someone you want by your side.
And I tell you one thing for sure, you'll never beat the Drury.
No, exactly.
So if you're in a bit of a one-on-one situation on the motorway, you know what's going to happen. Drury will put his foot down.
He's the type of bloke who never lets his petrol gauge go below halfway.
Oh God, no!
It's always
God,
always nearly full, and that's what
100%.
you want.
Speaking of full, Jordan says rave. Wagner's at the wheel, and we're off to Wembley.
I wish for the sake of like not getting too carried away, I disagreed with it.
Do you know what?
But I do agree with it.
Get carried away. Get carried away.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of people saying, don't get carried away. Get carried away.
I think
that's what football's all about. That's why we love the game.
I think we get to
That's
Wembley.
why we go to Carrow Road.
I think we get to
You think we get to Wembley though?
Yeah.
Wow. Good.
Yeah,
love
I do.
that from you.
David Platten. This is a good one. We've
Yes.
forgotten to speak about this.
Go on.
How old school did it feel without a PA system?
Yeah, it was a bit
There
weird.
was
wasn't it?
nothing.
Yeah, it was weird.
So there's no drum.
Yeah.
And there was no PA system.
Massively noticed the drum, by the way.
Yeah.
The drum, and by the way, I'm pleased that people are starting to truly appreciate the drum now. And I said this from the start, that people will notice it when it's gone and how much of a difference it makes, the atmosphere. I actually did think the atmosphere was actually all right, to be fair, at home against Cardiff. But the drum, and I loved it against Birmingham, where at the end of the game when the players were saluting the Barclay, the City Elite drum was banging on. And
It was great, wasn't it? That was a really
so
nice,
good.
probably one of my favourite moments of the season. That where there
Yeah.
was the players were there and
class,
they
wasn't it?
pushed Nunez forward.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant
Very
scenes.
good.
No PA system.
Thank God though, because we didn't have to hear bloody Tampa time.
Yeah, that's
which is
true, actually.
Awful. Lee says, question: where are we going to put the David Wagner statue? Where would you put the statue?
on top of the City stand.
On top of the City stand?
Above the clock.
What, sort of like at Spurs, they've got the cock, haven't they?
Yeah, so if you were on the gantry, you'd look out, you'd see Morrison's, Cathedral,
and David Wagner.
Wagner's Wand.
Wagner's Wand?
Yeah, out. Wow. Facing north. I would face it directly towards the Premier League.
Do you know, I can't even beat that. That's absolutely superb from you. That really is. Here you go. This is an interesting one. A curveball from Jack Wright at Jack Birdbrain on Twitter. He says, question, who actually is our best left back? Lungi's inclusion, an interesting one.
It is a very interesting one. Thank you, Jack. I'm also, Jack, we've got previous with Jack because he was in agreement with you about the Crows in Yarmouth.
Clearly a top boy then.
The left back one's fascinating, and it doesn't look good on McCallum and Yanulis when they are pushed out of their preferred position for a centre midfielder.
Yes, agreed.
But Sorensen was excellent on Saturday, granted against a fairly poor side.
Yeah.
Dimmy's so hot or cold.
I just think
he's either unreal or he's pulled at half time.
I just think with Dimmy, he's always good going forwards, but defensively.
But he's a defender.
I know. Let me get there. I just think, unfortunately, he does get caught out a couple of times. But he still, for me, is a brilliant player, and I think is one of those players, I guess, that fits into that confidence category.
Yeah, and
when we're flying, he's flying. When we're fragile, he's fragile.
And I think it's nice to have different options because they all suit different sides. Like against Preston, I think it was Preston. You knew this was unreal. Got caught out a bit against Coventry because they were kind of pressed a lot higher. And Sorensen's just solid. Like he's not going to offer you too much going forwards.
Yeah.
But defensively, you know what you're getting. So I think it's nice to have those problems.
Big up Sorensen, by the way, because literally he's just almost he's a bit like a tradesman, isn't he? Like an all-round tradesman. You can always rely on him.
Handyman.
Like, he just rocks up and does whatever you want.
Can you fit a new radiator? Yes. Can you put a new garage door on? Yeah, go on then.
Speaking of good tradesmen, big up to @CheesyGeezer on Twitter, the father-in-law, for those who didn't know, who did all of these frames in the new TNC studio.
What, he actually framed them?
He put them up on the wall, let me tell you, so far so good. They've not fallen off. I thought at one point it was Botch It Barry, but no, he did a very good job. Very good job. Jamie Clark says, statement, I'm booking Wembley. OSimp02 says, statement, the drum must be in every home game. From no on the Barclay is sorry, I've really botched this for you.
Go again.
No, there is actually spelling mistakes, so I've tried to read it as I've seen it without it. Yeah, basically he's saying the drum needs to be in the Barclay.
Yeah, it does.
Here's an interesting one from Joshua Shreve. Boy,
good surname.
That surname.
I've been called
absolutely superb.
You know when you give your surname, you probably have the same. When you're on like a phone line to a call centre and they say, "What's your surname?" Reeve.
Yeah.
And they're like, "So that's Jack Shreve." Like, no S.
Oh, they always put an S on the end of it.
No S. REEVE.
Yeah, every time.
Reeves. No.
Why do people do that?
It's Reeves.
Do you know the mad thing is I've never met a single person in my life that's actually got the name Reeves. Like, I've never seen anyone with the S on the end. Anyway, Joshua Shreve says, why is Ida struggling to fulfil his potential? Now, this, I think, is something that we must talk about, Jack. Adam Ida. Now, Darren Eady on his Darren's Debrief exclusively for TalkNorwichCity said that he actually found him almost similar to Emil Heskey. No, seriously, he made that link because he does so much more than just scores goals. Like he holds up play, he drives the ball forwards, he pushes teams down the line. He does so much, and I think Norwich City fans are almost adjusting to seeing a player that potentially doesn't just sort of rock up and tap it in the net.
No, I think you're bang on, and I think actually with Ida over the past couple of games, that front line looks more balanced.
Yeah,
it was a real shame when he did round the keeper, and because that was the opportunity, right? And you tuck that in, and suddenly you're going.
It was a big chance.
If he scores that, suddenly you're going, what performance for Ida? Goal on the score sheet. I don't think he's been terrible. They've obviously got a lot of faith in him with the contract. He's still really young.
Exactly.
We forget that.
And it only comes with minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I obviously chatted to you about this in the Lower Barclay on Saturday, Jack, is that I actually think the club have looked at this and they've almost seen a bit of Carlton Morris, and I think that they probably regret how Carlton left, because now they're probably looking at him and thinking, God, bloody hell, we could do with that.
And I think Ida...
Look what he's doing for Luton, by the way.
I think Ida's a better player than Morris.
Well, this is it. I think technically, certainly. And so I think what's gone against Adam is he probably should have had a loan move by now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, given circumstances, for some reason, he didn't get one. But I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a big chance that he missed. But look, the Irish aren't I, and I'm a huge fan, and I think that he will fulfil his potential. It all comes with minutes for me. He's been thrown in, and people are comparing him to bloody Pookie, like a club legend, like big boots.
Such different players as well.
Exactly. Like, I think that's the reason why Adam's getting maybe more criticism. But I think, as I say, and Darren Eadie explains this much better in his exclusive.
The really lovely thing with Ida is, like he played against Cardiff, you can bang it in long to him and he'll hold it up with his chest and he'll let other players get into it. Pookie needs it off the shoulder.
Yep.
So you've got options.
And what I like about Adam Ida as well is his link-up play with Sargent is brilliant. I really, really like what he gives to Sargent as well. He almost unlocks more midfield to come with him, if that makes sense. He's never going to do something on his own necessarily. He might do. But I like how he brings the whole team forwards, and I think that's a real positive for Norwich.
I think you're bang on. And also, like, the question
You're agreeing with me a lot tonight. Are you okay?
Worrying. The question there was something like, why is he not fulfilling expectation? Like, what is the expectation? Right? For me, the expectation is he helps a side in the Championship gain promotion.
Yeah.
And over the past 5 games, he's done that.
Yeah. He's
fulfilled his expectation.
I agree, yeah.
He's 20, was he 21, 22?
The goals will come. Question from Harry Hatto. That could be name of the week.
Harry Hatto.
Let's quickly go to the bio. He doesn't have a bio.
Brilliant name.
He just says Norwich, England. Harry Hatto.
HH.
He says crumpets or bagels.
Oh, bloody hell. And
do you know what? I think it depends on the bagel.
Go on, what are you thinking?
And I must admit, now you've said crumpets.
I haven't said anything.
No. Now Harry Hatto said crumpets. A crumpet with a bit of melted butter and jam. It actually gets you going a bit, doesn't it?
Do you know what I do?
Go on. What do you do?
I get 2 crumpets.
That is shocking.
No.
You sandwich them together.
I butter them.
Yeah.
I just cake on cheese. Like
cheese?
So much cheese.
Cheese on a crumpet? I do quite like a bagel.
I love a bagel. And I know what you like, a cream cheese and salmon bagel.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. The bagel's more versatile.
I hate that you know me.
The bagel's more versatile.
Yes, it is.
The crumpet, I'd say, has more to give on a breakfast.
Do you know, this is a big debate that Harry Hatto started.
Crumpet or bagel? I would lean towards bagel.
Jake Ledyard on Twitter says, raves. I really think Gabriel Sara will be a top Premier League player in the coming years. He's starting to show his pure quality.
Agree.
He'll get a big move.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he stinks of, I don't know, Brighton for 30 million.
Lewis Clark, question. Who would you like to see as captain? He's opened up that old tin again. That tin of baked beans.
A cap... Don't change it. I really do think the captain's such an overrated part of the team.
That's poor from you.
I think there's self-made captains in every side. Just because you whack a bit of elastic around you, it doesn't mean anything.
Well, do you know, I disagree. I think it does make a difference. I think Lewis has got a big point.
It's because you're a passion merchant.
But I am a passion merchant, and do you know what? Good. Because someone has got to have a bit of passion around here.
I think you get your own captains in a side.
I think that we have that debate again next season, but for me, I'm on the Kenny McLean bandwagon with the captaincy for sure. Go on.
No,
there are so many questions, and I'm so sure we can't answer them all.
Look, we're going to Millwall.
Yes, we are. And
we're both going to an away game.
This is big. Like,
some would say massive.
Yeah, absolute. This is an absolute big old whopper.
Yeah.
If we win this game,
here we go.
Book your tickets to Wembley.
Yeah?
Seriously, if we win this game, book your tickets to Wembley.
Do you think we'll win? If I offered you a point now, Would you take it?
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
I want to win. Wow. And I think we're capable of a win. I think Millwall are organised. I think they work hard.
Yeah, I think they're a good side.
I think they'll give us a hell of a game. I think it'd be mightily tough. I think this is where Norwich City step up.
Do you?
And I could see...
You don't think it's going to be like another Burnley at home performance?
No way. I could see a big goal for a big player.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is someone...
Wow.
I think this is someone's moment to shine. And by someone's, I mean they're going to score 2.
Who do you think it will be?
I don't know, but I just... Maybe Sarah.
Ooh.
Maybe Sarah.
Sort of proper folk legend.
Yeah, like, I just think this is his time.
Really?
But what if it was Marquinhos? Oof. And he gave it that?
Around the whole of the Den.
Yeah. The Den are like in their stone island lobbing rocks at Marquinhos and he's giving it that. He's Brazilian.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Mate, I'm so excited for it. And if we win, that away end is going to be raucous.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sinking all the pints on Saturday. I haven't told the good lady yet, but Sunday's a write-off.
If we win, book the hotel in London on Saturday.
Book it, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you may as well reserve it now.
Right, we're going to win that and we'll beat Sunderland and we'll go up.
And last call to action, this Thursday, another big podcast with a really, really, really cool guest and someone that we've never had on before that's got one hell of a story, one hell of a journey. You're going to really enjoy it.
Looking forward to it. For watching this far, we'll give you a little gift. 20% off Lakens, link in the description and the link, and also 15% off Nord chocolate. And of course, Prep King that we mentioned earlier. It's all in the description. Thanks for those guys for sponsoring, along with all of our other lovely sponsors. Chris, I'll catch you next week.
He's Brazilian.
He's only on loan for a season. Thanks for watching, everyone.
I think he's fucking brilliant. Marquinhos.